Hello everyone, welcome back to Div 1 in Pro-Am Formula Racing Sunday night. As it always is, we're here for round 7, closing into the end of the first half of the season. And to take it through with me, as always, is Labyrinth. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Wow, can you believe it? We're like nearly halfway through the season already.
Yeah, like 2 races to go, and then it's, the middle of the season, but we've just gotten a pretty up message, so gonna have to take this through pretty quickly. So it's a 5.8 kilometer circuit with, I believe 14 corners?
Yeah, I think 14. Yeah, from what I can remember.
Oh, 18. 18.
18, yeah.
But obviously a couple of those aren't exactly corners in these modern F1 cars. So 18 corners, a pretty historic track in the terms Formula 1. Probably the circuit everyone thinks of apart from Monaco.
Yeah, Monaco and Spa and Monza.
All the greats, of the F1 calendar. So we're going to be racing around this 18 corner circuit today for Div 1. The best drivers in PAFR all competing for that top spot. So it's going to be a 18-minute qualifying session where we'll see most people do 3 runs. Definitely a one-stop, medium to soft, easy as that, unless you want to start on the mediums and there's an early safety car. But one stop nonetheless for all these guys. Heading into this event, it's Pantero who is still in the lead, and I believe will stay in the lead until the middle of the season. He's currently on 62 points, and Felix, who couldn't capitalize on his absence last week, is only on 39 points. Charlie, who pulled off an amazing race last week, is in 3rd with 35 points. Haas are on 76 points, and it's very close with Aston Martin, who are on 72 points after Kavudi took his first win of the season and really pulling his weight now in that second Aston Martin seat. He's currently in P6. So, going to be very interesting to see what happens today. I'm expecting a very close race. It's the one stop, so not many people are going to capitalize on strategy. It's very straightforward. A lot of DRS trains are going to happen. It's very common around here. So
Yeah, DRS trains is definitely common here, almost as what would be another track that's quite notorious, Catalonia main straight, definitely a DRS train there.
Yeah, we did see quite a few DRS trains emerge in Spain, especially that front pack before the safety car happened, which ended up on the restart causing a bunch of DNFs for all those front guys, but up until then it was very close racing. So we've got Charlie on the mediums as always, without failure, always starting on those mediums. He likes to start on them for the race, so he tries to do this as quick as possible, and if he can't, he'll go out for a second time. So he doesn't care how worn these tyres are, he will go for these tyres as his main choice. So
I think Charlie's strategy is to, in the dying stage of the Grand Prix, try and go for the fastest lap times, I think.
Yeah, that too. Also, just pulling back that gap that we'll get, and with everyone on older mediums, as it seems like most people on the softs apart from him, he likes to have that faster end. And to be honest, I would too, if there was not a high chance at a safety car at the start, which is the only thing that has ruined me a couple times around the circuit. So I don't know how well it will do for him today. Obviously, one of the longest pit lanes in terms of time spent in it because of how slow it is. 60 kilometers an hour is the limit there, and it's a pretty long pit lane nonetheless, so it just feels like an eternity when you're in there. Charlie actually invalidates his lap coming through Woodcote, so that's gonna throw his first lap out the window. So it's gonna be Felix who is gonna be the leading car, at least for now, into Copse Corner, where we can see a lot of spins, very disloosed back ends around here. The setups are very hard to really get right. And through the infamous Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel corners onto the Hangar Straight. Obviously, Silverstone used to be the Air Force base in World War II, so this Hangar Straight used to be where all the planes landed on. Interesting to note. And now we've got cars that go just as fast in a straight line. Coming around the end of the lap, it's very clean. A 1:26.7, so a very fast banker for Felix.
Yeah.
I know that is a very hard time to get. I'm barely in the 28.8s. I mean the 26.8s myself. So to get into the 26s so early on and quite a few tenths in it, it's really impressive. And I believe we're going to see a lot of this from these Tier 1 guys. Very fast. They are. Big Boy has retired. So in the Mercedes that is, he has spun off, and at Copse where I said it's probably going to be very smooth back end, he's just going straight into that inside barrier. But as that happens, Pantera has gone first by a matter of 4 milliseconds.
Jeez.
Very close from these two beasts, I'm going to say, in this championship.
Yeah, these two drivers are just in a league of their own. I think, hell, the bosses should create a different league and just have those two racing every single day.
I mean, that's pretty much what it is with a couple of back markers when these guys are together. You know, remember back to France a couple of weeks ago where these guys just all race just on each other's rear wings, just DRSing each other, getting away from everyone, and end up with a big margin to the rest of the fields. Obviously Pantera taking the win away there. So hopefully it's going to be another close battle between these guys all throughout the race. That'd be lovely to see. Someone filling in the Alfa Romeo is standing 497 crib. He's the third driver to get into that 26 time slot where obviously reserving, so he's going pretty well for himself and his chance to prove his worth in this league.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he can show with race pace. See whether he might be given that seat in full time, perhaps, or
maybe.
Yeah.
I do believe Streets Isaac, who used to be a driver, has moved down to Div 2, so there is an open seat in the Haas. Domi Lee is filling in for that today. I don't know if that is permanent. So Isaac just moving down to Tier 2 there, so maybe not the confidence he wants, but certainly will feel better there, you know, maybe it's for the better, more people around his pace. Rather than just being slowed up at the back every race. It's not fun, I know that for sure. Having my fair share of that at the end of last season here in Tier 1. So Kev, he's on his first lap in the Red Bull. He's currently P4 in the standings, so got overtaken by Charlie after having an incident on the final corner with Jay's, costing him points finishes when they both would have finished 5th and 6th. Cost him the points and Jay's even more. So he's coming around to set his lap. It's 27.6, only good enough for P7. That's not going to be the time he wanted, nor time he probably will have by the end of this session.
He's definitely got got the pace to get a better time than that. So, whether he was just trying to get a feel of the track and
maybe hasn't done
work up.
enough practice or anything.
Yeah.
Maybe just getting used to the circuit. Yeah. So Charlie, oh, he goes for a spin. Charlie is round. Just at Stowe there, he got started to slide mid corner and just couldn't catch it in time before exit, pushing on those mediums. I believe he will come into the pits now. Yeah, so very unfortunate for him. He's gonna just come back in and probably refuel, stay on those medium tyres. I don't see him really coming out into softs. So we got Domily, 23 in the Haas, coming to start his lap P16. So 12 people have started their banker laps, or at least they've put a time on the board. So we've got Domily coming through Arena now, down the first area straight into Brooklands, and gonna have a quick switchback for Luffield. A very hard corner to get right is Luffield. You get drifted out where you probably want to be taking the apex, so it's a double apex, I would say, a very late one, and you're just setting.
I probably wouldn't actually class it as a double apex. I'd probably call it maybe a wide apex, I guess.
You know, at least the way I take it, I try to hit that apex at the start, kind of drift out and come back for the... Yeah, I understand what you mean, how the first kind of one is a wide apex, because you're not exactly hitting the corner, but you know, you're not wanting to take it too wide as if you would other corners just to swing it back. But yes, so dominantly invalidating through Maggots and Peckett Sellers. He'll go... no, he won't go again. He's going to abandon that first run. He did kind of get blocked by Vertex Spectre down the hangar straight. Kind of got moved over on, but it's all fine. Maxi Rob losing the back end a lot through Village, and that's ruined his second run that he wanted to probably set. 7 minutes remaining, so this first session's already gone flying by. 11 minutes already gone, and you know, 7 drivers still haven't set their times. 2 drivers retired, so
yeah, one of them being making a collision with the wall, I think it was.
And we've got a new provisional pole standing 497 in the reserves Alfa Romeo seats. That's a 26.7, so faster than Pantera, faster than Felix, and Vit has gone for a spin, and he is out in the second Mercedes. I've caught that. Watching him just set his first lap time of what I thought he would have been, and he has gone rounds on the exit of Club and gone straight into the pit wall kind of separating thing.
Oh.
So that's very unusual to spin it on the exit of Club. Maybe maybe through the Village Vale chicane, but on the exit of Club, it's not really usual that you see people spin there. Obviously,
yeah, it's not definitely not a place I normally spin. I normally, probably what would happen is when I'm driving the car, might go slightly wide a bit, but not really spin.
Yeah, and I've had my fair share of spins around that area. Cost myself a podium earlier this week in the Thursday league, so it did kind of hurt, but I did bring it back in other leagues and got a win yesterday, so I was pretty happy about that. I do like the circuit. But Charlie in the McLaren, he is out on the soft, so not what I would have expected. He does love those mediums, but he is going to follow everyone else and start on those softs if he can get a lap time inside the top 10. And we've got his teammate Primetime Raz coming around the final corners now on his first lap. What is this time going to be? It's looking pretty fast. It's a 26.8. That's P4. He is flying there. And Nux, someone who I haven't seen in quite a couple of rounds, Nux, in the Alpine. Got a couple of good results at the start. He's always up there, but he hasn't competed in the last couple of races, I don't believe.
Yeah, I haven't seen him, I think, for...
I saw him in Spain, and that's the last remembrance I have of him. So just before the break.
Well, I mean, probably had a good reason.
Yeah, but so 2 race absence for him, and Charlie has set a P6 lap time of 27.1, actually matching Kavudi's time, I've just noticed. So
yeah,
very close between the Aston Martin driver and the McLaren driver, first and second last race.
I'm pretty sure they actually had would have been in Austria actually. Charlie and Kavudi set same lap times, I think.
I know someone did. I don't know if it was those two.
Yeah.
If it was, then these guys are just meant for each other, kind of in the terms of battling each other on the racetrack.
Yeah.
Who else have we got on a lap? We've got Magnum Gallardo, someone who can't really pin down that full-time seat if he wants to, but he is a familiar name. A couple seasons in the league, and he's back in the second Alfa Romeo. So 2 reserves in those Alfa Romeos, one doing extremely well, currently P1, and the second just invalidated his lap time, taking the second part of Maggot's a bit too tight and destroying his lap.
Yeah, the Maggots and Beckett section of the track is definitely one that you need to nail first time as you're going through it, because if you get any of the entries wrong, that's it, you're going wide off in a corner somewhere.
Yeah, and for a lot of these guys who were on controller, it will definitely be a struggle. I know through there, they probably have to lift a bit more than others, you know, just to make sure that they can do it. And Greek Bomber, who is reserving as well tonight, he's done the exact same thing as what Magnum and Gallardo did. So they're just taking this a bit too tight and just destroying their lap times. We've got Siggins, who is reserving for his second week in a row. He's on an invalidated lap. Is Felix. Felix is actually out there. He is on a valid lap right now. What can he do to improve? He's got less than a tenth to the provisional pole time. Can he take that away? Coming through Maggots and Beckett's now. How much of that inside curb of Chapel does he take? He takes quite a lot. He's almost 2 tenths up there. You can almost cut into the grass a bit on the inside without losing time. It's a bit like Canada, where the grass doesn't exactly slow you down. So at least that's what I like to take. I like to take a bit of grass on the inside curb at Chapel. But coming through the Vale Chicane and into Club down the New Hamilton Straight, it's a 26.4, 3 tenths faster. Absolutely beautiful lap at the end of qualifying here. I don't know if you have time to come in and set another lap time. And a minute left, so that is his time. I've just seen that. This is absolutely flown by. I thought it was still 4 minutes left. We've got Kavudi in the second Aston Martin, only getting in at the last minute. He suddenly got free time to do this race. He was going to be replaced by Greek Bomber, who now has moved to Williams, but Siggins is retired on the brink of the top 10. Looking at the mini-map, he just spun through Abbey and through the second turn there and just went into the barrier, lost his wheel. So very frustrating for the Alpine driver in his second race in a row reserving. We've got Kavudi. He's 2.5 tenths up in that Aston Martin. That'll put him about P5, P4. So let's see what he can do. Coming through the final couple corners now into P6 to turn 16 and 17. Through club, it's going to be a 26.8. That's good enough for P4. That's a beautiful lap from the Aston Martin driver. Atom Kev and Vertex Vector both out of qualifying or outside the top 10. So 11 and 12 for both Red Bull guys. That's not what Kev would have wanted, especially fighting in this championship. P4 there. So he's not going to be happy with that. We've got Pantera on a lap. He's half a tenth down, so unless he can find a lot of time in this last sector, he's not going to be beating anyone's time. We're going to see what he can do through turn 16 and 17, the Verve chicane into club. He's invalidated, so we're going to move to standing 497 Crib, who's just behind the Haas driver there. How close is he going to be to Felix 1? Is he going to take away pole in his first race? He doesn't. He can't improve. He is P2. Unless his teammate can do anything about it, maybe. I don't expect he would be able to. He was close. He got P5 in the end in the second Alfa Romeo. So strong from both Alphas and Aston Martins. And that is the end of qualifying. Here is your results. Felix 1 takes pole position for, I think, the second or third occasion this season. Then we've got standing in the Alfa Romeo. He is reserving and he's on second. Face Pantera P3, Jeppy P4, Galato P5, Kavudi P6, Charlie P7, Raz is P8, Nux P9, and running off the top 10 is Maxi Rob. So, very eventful qualifying, flew by. Most people are only getting 2 runs in the end.
Yeah, typically you would only really sort of get 2 runs in here, but you could try and push for 3, but it's definitely one where 2 is sort of what you sort of aim for straight away.
And we've got rain.
Ooh.
Our first time this season. I'm now excited. It wouldn't be England without some rain. And for the first time we are going to get some rain in this season. So we're going to see who is strong in the wet. Will these top guys be able to compete at the same level as they have been in the dry? Will Pantera continue his dominance in this league, or will he fail in this rain? And I'm interesting to see if this lasts the all race or if it's just, you know, halfway through. Is it full wets? It is full wet conditions. So everyone, I believe, yeah, everyone is on the wet compound tyre. So 26 laps is the English circuit for 50% that most leagues run on. Yeah, so they're saying it's a 0-stop strategy if it remains full wets. Obviously, if it does dry out, they'll go to inters and possibly even dries. But for now, it is the full wet tyre, heavy rain, and for these guys who aren't using traction control, how many spins are we going to see, considering we already see quite a few in the dry?
Yeah, we haven't actually had really... Oh, yeah, we haven't actually had a wet race yet.
We haven't had... This is the first time rain has appeared in Tier 1.
Yeah, and it actually looks as though it's a... on the stop strategy, it's going to be wet throughout the whole of the 26 laps.
Yeah, I'm going to have a quick look at the chat. Maybe they will know, obviously, if something changes in the strategy. And Domi Lee has said a full wet race. So it's going to be a full wet race. typical British weather and a second pit stop strategy prediction. They're saying there is going to be maybe a stop onto a second set of compound tyres, but I bet these tyres could go to the end, so...
Oh, you can easily take a set of wet tyres right to the end of the Grand Prix.
They're pretty much the hards, aren't they?
Pretty much. I mean, hell, Ocon did it.
What Turkey was it?
Uh,
On the intermediate tyres.
Yeah, he was able to do it, so...
I mean, they were pretty much dries in the end. They were pretty much dries in the end, but...
Yeah, they look absolutely stuffed.
I mean, that won't happen here, obviously, because it is only a game, and they'll keep their textures, pretty much.
Yeah.
I miss the days that the textures, there was a little line through the middle on blistering.
I think the textures actually are still there, actually.
Well, at least not on PS4 they aren't. Maybe on PS5. I know the puncture graphic is different. You can see the rim a lot more with PC, but it's fine for now. We've got 5 red lights, and away we go. It's a very slow start, as we would in the wet. It seems like Standing Crib has gotten ahead, and a beautiful start. Felix 1 not getting away well. Magnum Gallardo is already up into... Oh no, he stays in P5. He was into P4 for a second, but he goes a bit wise and loses position to Kavudi. Gets it back on the inside. There, wheel to wheel, and Kavudi is off. Kavudi is off, and he is out. So we already have a retirement in this race, and another spin from Vit behind. But we've got Standing Crib in the lead. Felix 1 retakes second place. Pantera is going to be third for now, retains his position. It's very slow, but everyone's making sure that they can get through safely first before trying to battle with everyone. Jeppy is P4, as it was. I believe he was at the start. Yeah, he was P4, and there is little breakaway pack already from these top 3 guys. Will these guys continue to battle? Gonna see. What can Felix do? Is he going to be using his ERS down this straight? Is he going to be in the slipstream? Is it going to be more powerful and powerful enough to get past Crib? It doesn't seem like it on this lap. Obviously, no DRS going to be enabled whatsoever during the race, so it's going to be all down to pure straight line speed. So these guys' setups are going to matter so much more than what they would have originally. Pantera right on the back of Felix 1. He's a lot closer than what Felix is to Standing Crib. A 3-second penalty already for Vertex Spectre in the Red Bull for corner cutting, so showing how tricky it is for some of these guys. And down the inside, Pantera tried to go a bit of wheel banging as he wasn't alongside enough. Felix cuts him up. Luckily, no damage was taken, and Kavudi says that he was spun from behind, so maybe Charlie was there or Nux, one of the two. But Jeppy slightly went AI for a second. I don't know if that was disconnection or if he just went into pause mode, but Felix gets past him through Luffield. Beautiful move I saw there from the back of Pantera's car. Jeppy trying to come back now into cops. It usually would be flat out. These guys happen to break down and go down 2 gears. So just showing how wet it is and how slow and how much grip there really isn't on the track. A little bit of a corner cut from Jeppy, and he takes a second corner cut on the inside of Chapel there. Gets a 3-second penalty for that incident. So Pantera on the back of this 3-man train, Felix and Crib, the 2 people in front of him. Crib controlling these guys from the start, as he got an amazing getaway compared to Felix and sets a lap time of a 1:41.2. He's almost got a second gap. Obviously that won't matter too much no DRS is going to be enabled. So it doesn't matter how much of a gap, as long as that gap is above 0 for these drivers.
It is actually good to see that, considering this is the first split race, no one's actually making any silly moves or anything like that. You know, they're actually looking ahead. They're planning where they're actually able to get that little bit extra speed in the corners and make overtakes.
Yeah, it's great to see all these guys disciplined. Obviously, there's probably going to be a crash at the start. That's just how it is in these races, where all these guys from around the world aren't going to be seeing what each other see exactly on their screen. So maybe a bit of disconnection from Charlie and Kavudi there, or maybe just went a bit too deep on the wet, obviously affecting braking, but that has resulted in the Asaman driver, after qualifying really well, out of the race, and Vit and BWS both spinning and are at the back of the pack now.
Yeah, they've got their own little race to run to catch up with everyone else, but
yeah,
and far away.
Yeah, and if people aren't going to be making that stop, it's just a matter of if, you know, they can catch up enough to go into the top 10, but Jeppy is out. He is retired, so I believe he might have spun and has retired on lap 3, or at least for him it'd be lap 3, lap 4 for us. Not what you want to see.
No, he's retired in the pits, which is alright.
Yeah.
He's not out on track and just said, nah, stuff it.
Yeah, I guess, but at the end of the day, you don't really want to see drivers giving up like this, especially so early on, when spins can happen from anyone and you can easily get yourself back into the points there. So that's already 2 retirements in the first 3 laps. Vertex Spectre picking up yet another 3-second penalty. So he's already got 6 seconds to his name. He's down in 15th after not a great start. So Felix and Pantera just trailing Crib. Charlie has gotten onto the back of this slightly. Maybe this is why he didn't exactly go on the mediums, because he knew the rain. And it wouldn't matter, so he just wanted that position as much as possible. So maybe that's why. Pantera getting a bit loose out of Stowe there. Caught it in time and is still very firmly at the back of the rear wing from the green machine of Felix, his closest rival in the championship. Crib, the only one to really stand in their way as of now. So I'm just watching this from the POV of Charlie. He's got an amazing view just watching these 3 drivers battle, and Felix goes wide there and loses the position to Pantera. Might lose the position to Charlie. No, they make contact and Charlie is round. Is he going to keep the positions behind? It might lose it to Nux and Gallardo. No, he's going to stay ahead of Gallardo, but there was contact there. Felix maybe losing the back end a bit and just hits Charlie, and Charlie goes around. Vertex Spectre also spinning at Arena, and he is down at the back of the pack by a lot there. So to be honest, I don't see him carrying on. I believe he would probably end up coming into the pits to retire.
Yeah.
That's a bit too much of a gap. I would say 18 seconds to pull back. But
who do you think was at fault for the Felix and Charlie thing?
Well, from watching from Charlie, it just seemed like Felix turned in on him. So I don't know if that was because he did go out wide. He was on the curves. Maybe he got a bit of wheel spin, but Charlie was definitely not at fault. He saw Felix go wide. He took his opportunity, and rightly so. It's just he is coming in, so he does have damage. If that isn't wheel spin and Felix has just turned in, then definitely Felix's fault, especially considering he picked up damage. And there's definitely going to be a report on that after the race. So yeah, he is changing the front wing there. I've just seen. And Dummy Lee going up the inside of Primetime Raz into Village. And now through Arena. Dummy Lee stays ahead. He's going on the inside. Now for the first DRS straight. I mean, there is no DRS, but I'm going to keep calling it DRS straight because I don't know the proper name for it. And he stays ahead.
It's the Wellington Straight, I think.
Yeah, it probably is the Wellington Straight. Yeah, not too familiar with the straight names, but Gallardo in P5, he got a bit wayward through Woodcote, and Dummy Lee is going to be right behind him to capitalise and make another position. Hope maybe this lap in the Haas. He's going to be hoping for that. But good news, Vertex has continued on, so that's good from him. He's showing that even though he's right at the back, he's going to be fighting to the end. And Dummy Lee picks up a 3-second penalty, so does Vit. So Dummy Lee trying to get past Gallardo now, picks up the same penalty as what the Alfa Romeo has. Switching back to the front, Felix, after going wide through Village on the exit of Village and through Arena, he got a bit wide, allowed Pantera to go through cleanly on the inside. He's going to be very frustrated with himself there. He's going to want to get that position back as soon as possible. Very minimal overtaking opportunities with these wet conditions. You can't really get close enough down these relatively short straights. Maybe the Hangar Straight the only opportunity to do so. And with these guys as close on pace as they are, it's going to be a stalemate pretty much. I mean, I say that Felix is going up the inside of Pantera on the exit of Luffield. They're still side by side, and Pantera has just seemed to have swerved and taken Felix out and is out of the race. So that's the second retirement in a row for Felix, and that has brought out the safety car. I don't exactly know, it just seemed like Pantera turned in on Felix. Maybe a bit of wheel spin?
Yeah, maybe the drivers aren't actually overestimating their ability actually in the wet.
Yeah, most of these guys won't be using, or at least these front guys won't be using traction control, so through Woodcote, even though usually it's a flat out corner in the wet and on worn tyres, you want to be taking it very easy. You got out of Luffield and going into Woodcote, he just seemed to lose the back end. And that has caused the second retirement for Aston Martin. And I don't know what's happened there, maybe Delta, but Pantera's just gone straight into the back. I mean, brake checked and Knox has gone straight into the back of him, so I don't exactly know what's going on with Pantera.
This is very unusual behaviour.
Yeah, and he's gone down quite a lot, so I don't think that would be Delta. Maybe he has taken out Felix and he's just taken out Knox.
Well, Felix was what, second in the standings at the moment?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't see why he would take him out considering he was ahead, but if that is the case, that is not the kind of racing we want here in PAFR.
No.
And from our championship leader as well, when he has points that no matter what result happens from today, he will continue to lead at the end of the round. So I don't know what's happened with Pantera, and if that is Delta, that's a lot of Delta that he's lost. That he was down, but Knox has had to do this lap without a front wing as he was unable to really go into the pit lane, and that's going to put him right towards the back of the field as everyone's going to be bunched together.
Oh, and Vertex has hit a stun as well just after turn 3.
He's on the exit of village.
Yeah.
And he's gone for another one.
On.
Oh, a half spin. Luckily caught it this time, but he's not having the best of times. There's a couple spins in that area already.
Yeah, definitely not the best time.
Yeah, so...
But hopefully he still sticks out and, you know, digs in and gives it everything to finish, so.
Yeah, I'm just looking through the chat. Maybe nothing's been said about these incidents. Yeah, interesting. So we are under safety car conditions, lap 9 this is. Crib leads from Pantera and from Gallardo. So 2 Alfa Romeos inside the top 3 there. That's very strong from the Italian-based team.
Sort of hope that they're able to keep it there. It'd be nice to see 2 Alfa Romeos actually on the podium.
Yeah, obviously I don't think they've done particularly well. They are they have only got 21 points to their name. Magnum, so actually is a full-time driver, so I was mistaken, it's got 16 and his teammate has 0, so reserves really doing them justice yeah, this season. Felix has posted his POV, so I'm gonna have a quick look what's happened here. Obviously you guys won't be able to see it right now. If you guys are in the Discord, you can take a look at it if you aren't racing. But so what happened? So riding on board with Felix coming into Woodcote, and it's on a straight part of track though.
And we've just got confirmation from race control that the safety car is in the slot.
Yeah, so it is on that straight piece in between Luffield and Woodcote. So
so did he make contact on the curb or perhaps, or?
I don't know. From Felix is POV, it didn't seem like it. They were going side by side. Pantera was kind of in the middle to the left side of the track. And he's just gone into him. Maybe it's different because of the wet conditions causing them to lose it easier. Maybe even on a straight piece of track, it has happened before. But Felix just says he assumes he loses it, but obviously he's going to report it because it took him out. So fair enough. But a very good restart from Crib in the meantime. He's already got a big gap to Pantera considering it's only been 2 corners. And Domi Lee almost up the inside of Gallardo there. Gallardo's lagging quite a bit. And Domi Lee trying to go into the inside to make it a double Haas podium instead. He almost loses it, but they're going side by side. Very clean racing from these guys. Now into Brooklands. Is Domi Lee going to go for the move? No, he doesn't, so he backs out of it. Maybe gets the exit on the outside of Luffield. Magnum lagging so bad they just ghost there.
Are they going to make contact?
No, they don't. So very clean racing, very good job from these guys. But this is going to leave Domi Lee vulnerable to Havina, maybe. No, so Havina backs off. But I did see the throttle inputs from Domi Lee there going through Luffield and in between Woodcote. He wasn't full power, so maybe it was he lost it on the straight piece of track. He couldn't get the traction down. Maybe that's what happened between Pantera and Felix, but I'm still confused between him and Knox. That's the one thing I want to know. But so Domi Lee going around the outside, a beautiful move into Stowe, and takes that podium spot away from Gallardo.
nice classic overtake around that outside there.
Yeah, obviously being able to carry probably more speed around the outside, has done it beautifully for that podium spot to make it a double Haas podium as of right now. Havina going to be the next in line to take spots away from Gallardo. Kev, not going to rule him out. He's right on the back of Havina there, and Maxi Rob on the back of him. So very close between all these guys, just outside the top three. And Pantera and Crib very close themselves for the battle of the lead. Got a beautiful helicopter shot coming through Woodcote here. Just showing these cars from the top view and how close they really are on track. So we've got Pantera following Crib. He's going to be wanting to make that move as soon as possible and control the pace, but it just seems like he can't get close. The through the wet, it seems like the dirty air is just that bad that they can't really get close enough for the straights. Crib goes very wide through the exit of Stowe.
And we've got yellow flags in sector 3.
There's an instant behind. Yeah, Siggins is out and his teammate has been caught up in that as well, and there's a virtual safety car, a full safety car now. So that is it for Siggins, and Nux just moves to the back again.
It doesn't look like he's got any damage, so at least that's a plus.
Yeah, he could have come in if he did, but he is at the back nonetheless, so he's not having a great time of things. Havina, in the meantime, has gotten past Gallardo for that P4 spot and is going to be lining up Domi Lee on this restart to see if he can get onto the podium. Obviously, not having a penalty to his name compared to Domi Lee.
I think I might know what have happened with the why the safety car came out. I think Siggins was actually going around the outside at the end of the hangar straight, but really far around the outside. I think it was like 3 cars wide from what I could see.
From what he said in the chat, he says, why doesn't a fully spun car just go? So maybe collected someone that spun and didn't ghost when usually it would, but has ended up losing his wheel. He was in the center, he hadn't seemed to have lost it in the barrier or anything, come back onto the track, but has kind of just taken his wheel off, and very unfortunate for him to just get collected in that. So gonna have another lap here. There is Big Boy in the pits. He's gonna drop to the back. And as these guys are just coming around to collect the safety car, so we won't be underway until a couple laps time. So yeah, we'll just have to wait for that as Crib, oh, he's let the safety car go. I didn't know exactly what happened there. He was just off to the side. Maybe he was letting Pantera go, but no, he just was letting the safety car back through, coming in a bit too hot. And yeah, so got a couple more laps, probably resuming at the end of lap 14, I would say.
Yeah, probably, yeah, into lap 14, maybe the start of lap 15 perhaps.
Yeah, so Obviously, it won't be
Although,
coming in this lap because they've only just picked up the safety car, but
yeah.
and I imagine it'll be going in as soon as possible. So I would say that lap 14, 15, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, also depends on how close Big Boy is as well.
I mean, I think he'll get to the back of the pack by the end of the next lap. But so yeah, we're gonna have one more lap of safety car action unless for some reason it would come in this lap. Yeah, it doesn't, so oh, it does.
Wow, that was...
So I was wrong, only half a
I think
lap
we
under
were
safety
both wrong.
car. Only half a lap caught up behind the safety car, and Greek Bomber has just been overtaking multiple people. He's gotten a couple of positions already before the restart, but we are underway again. Pantera is closer to Crib this time round, and there is a spin at the back. That's Gallardo in the Alfa Romeo. He hasn't seemed to have lost the tyres. He is still classified as of right now. Pantera almost making a move up the inside of Crib. Going into Village, he's going to try it maybe up the inside into Arena. No, he thinks better of it. He doesn't want to collect the Alfa Romeo driver, so very smart thinking from Pantera. And now down the Wellington Straight. Is he going to be close enough into Brooklands? I don't think he will be. And the most important thing for him now is he going to be able to stay with the Alfa Romeo driver through the next part of the track. Is he going to be close enough in the slipstream down the hangar straight? Primetime Resident McLaren has gone for a spin at the back, dropped down to P15 there. So, and with these Haas drivers so close together, could we see a bit of teamwork happening from them?
Yeah, it might be a bit of teamwork, or might be a little bit of a team breaking point, perhaps. Actually, someone might go into the rear end of.
I mean, I'd hope not. Donnelly is going to be going for the move. He's not showing any signs of backing out. He's going to try go up the inside of Stowe. The door is open. He's got the exit. He's going to be around the outside into the Vale chicane. I know he just slots in behind his teammate there. Couldn't exactly get the move done, but for a second he has been shown a glimmer of hope as he almost loses it through club corner. Lucky not to. Got on the outside curb of the Vale chicane and almost lost it getting on traction. Havina would have been hoping that he would to take that podium spot. Has it anyway with the penalty, but would like to get it done on track. A 5-second penalty goes to Gallardo for speeding in the pit lane. So that's coming in on entry, and Vertex has gone for yet another spin. I admire this man's persistence, so still going.
Yeah.
Obviously he had the safety cars to help him get back up, but yeah, it's not looking great for the Red Bull driver. And Pantera has dropped off. That gap is now over a second, so Crib in his debut is doing extremely well, showing these guys that he has pace and means business if he is looking for a seat here in Tier 1. Zombie Lee going to be in the slipstream, going to be going to the outside this time of Stowe. Is he going to brake later to maybe make that move? He gets the exit. He is ahead for now. He's going to have the inside line for the Vale chicane, so he does stay ahead. Domi Lee takes P2 away from Pantera.
And we have a safety car.
Safety car. Would you know why?
No idea.
Vertex Spectre was slower way get going, so I don't think it was him. Charlie is in the pit, so for front wing, I think it's because of Charlie. Maybe some debris on the track and Vertex maybe going for a spin at the same time.
Yeah, well, Vertex doesn't have a front wing at the moment, and ooh, in a bit in the air there.
Yeah, so probably just both of them losing it simultaneously caused the safety car to come out, and Gallardo gets another penalty. He's just cutting corners as he likes, it seems. I just saw him cut another one. How many penalties? He has 11 seconds. The only person to beat him is Vertex, who's got 17 seconds. Just got another 5-second before spinning in the pit lane. Had 12 seconds before that. So only 2 laps apart from this safety car this time. So we're gonna be going on to 10 laps remaining, and this time I don't believe we'll be getting going. Gonna wait for Vertex to catch up to the back of the field.
Yeah, not actually absolutely certain what happened with the safety car.
Yeah, I'd expect a virtual safety car maybe from damage.
Hmm. But I mean, I guess Vertex is out.
He is out. Is that he's just spun into the barrier?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he went too he could. That's just unfortunate for him. So we're going to be waiting for Gallardo this time. Maybe another lap. And Domily, I've just looked at the positions changed. He's got 16 positions gained. So coming back from 18th on the grid. 18th or 17th, one of the two, I think it is 18th. And he's come back to P2, so beautiful race from the Haas driver. He does have that penalty, so these safety cars are not going to be helping him with that. And Crib going side by side with the safety car. So I'd expect to get underway at the end of this lap. I'm going to have 9 laps of racing, or at least hope we get 9 laps of racing. And actually no, they've just been allowed to overtake the safety car. I'm very confused. Crib has gotten ahead of the safety car but is slowing down, so he's not... Maybe they're trying to let it go? It's not passing anyone, it's causing a lot of confusion. They're going to have to go around again. And it's going to cause a lot of incidents as everyone behind is not really expecting it. It's just mayhem.
I think it's probably because of Gelato, I think. They're letting them go around again so we could probably catch up, perhaps.
Maybe, but I don't see why we'd be allowed to overtake and not give it back, giving safety car conditions. Maybe a bit of desync. That's the only thing I can really give it to.
I don't know.
Very weird there, so we are going to have to go around again, pick up the safety car, and yeah, so we're not going to be getting underway on lap 18, sadly. Going to have to wait another lap or two. So that's a shame. But we move, it's okay. It's just going to be 1 lap less of racing.
Mm-hmm. But it's definitely the first time I've ever seen the safety car do that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe happens in solo, but and probably has happened in online multiple times before, you know. Glitches are a part of this game, and that's just life as we know it, you know. Multiple glitches haunt us every time we try to make lobbies. So we're going to pick up the safety car. It'll be interesting to see if we do get underway this lap. And it is going to be in this lap, so it's only going to be one less lap of racing than what we initially thought. Cribb going to be leading us away yet again, has led this race ever since the first, well, before the first corner when he got past Felix, and has pretty much controlled the race from there.
Yeah, it's definitely been a very, very interesting race, to say the least, I think.
Interesting is, you know, one word to put it. One word to put it, you know. 3 safety cars already, and, you know, probably half this race already gone because of that. But, yeah, fairly standstill start from all these guys. Everyone retaining positions, at least at the front. Cool Guy and Nux trading positions. Good to see Nux back in the top 10. After a peculiar incident with Pantera, who was just braking and Nux just didn't seem to avoid him. Going straight into the back, losing his front wing, going to the back of the field. So we've got Cribb underweight. Domi Lee seeming to stay with him a lot better than what Pantera was able to. And maybe we could see Domi Lee going for a overtake for the lead. If he can stay close through Maggins and Beckett's and out of Chapel for the hanger straight, could he be close enough? It's going to activate ERS, but so will Cribb. It's just going to be a standstill, stalemate, because Slipstream isn't really doing anything and everyone's just using ERS at the same point. So
yeah,
for these guys who don't really make mistakes at the top here, it's not going to be much. This is why the DRS is good around here in some ways. It's very powerful and provides a lot of overtaking, but at the same time, a new fast lap of the Grand Prix for Domi Lee. Yeah, so good job from the Haas driver. He's going to want to pull out that 3-second gap that he has on Havina. Don't think he'll get it on Pantera, but Havina maybe, and he'll just want that podium spot.
Yeah, that past slackness will probably be making Cribb maybe possibly sweat a little.
Yeah, definitely towards the back end if he hasn't got that 3-second gap, but he'll be able to see if he has or not. If he hasn't got it exactly, he'll be definitely sweating on that last lap, which could maybe cause him to make a mistake. You know, maybe push a bit too hard and cause him to make a mistake. So I bet he will keep his cool though if he hasn't got the gap. It seems like he will. He's already got 2 seconds, and with about to be 6 laps to go, I reckon he'll get that done. Just getting carried along by Cribb here, who still just controlling these guys as he has all race. Very good showing from.
I think he's actually led the whole race, actually.
Yeah, he has. Ever since he got past Felix at the start there, he has led the whole race.
And that's a feat in itself, though.
Yeah, and Charlie goes for a fastest lap now. He's P11. If he makes his way past Nux, he'll get that extra point. Won't do much for him, and Kev is in P6, so his closest rival maybe taking that top 3 away from him.
Yeah. I think there's actually probably after this is going to be a lot of incidents that the stewards will have to go through a lot, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be a long week.
Especially is for you.
But yeah, so we got Tommy Lee. Still just riding with him, just seeing what he can do. He's going to be the main contender to take this win maybe away from Crib. Crib's not going to be too fast. 1, because he's reserved, 2, because he just seems to have the pace to stay in front no matter who it is. And Pantera.
Nuts is going for a move down the outside of Pool Guy, and Charlie's looking down the inside of Nuts.
Nux gets a penalty. Seems like Charlie has got the move, maybe? Are they still side by side?
They're still side by side on Hamilton Street.
A nice switch back from Charlie there, as I've just switched back on board and Nux gets on the curb and loses it. So Charlie's going to take that P10. As Nux picked up a penalty while they were battling. And he's dropped outside the points.
Charlie also has the fastest lap as well, so he's got that bonus point as well.
Yeah, he's definitely wanting that. And yeah, unless Nux can make BWS having a spin at the back there out of arena. So unless Nux can actually get in to that top 10 with... Oh no, Vit has gone. Vit has retired for yet another time this season, and that's caused another safety car. So our 4th one.
On board with BWS to try and... Whoa!
What's happened there? I haven't been able to get through in time. He's got spinning under safety car.
I think what happened is Verts maybe hit the barrier, and he said it was such force that he actually came pretty much back out onto the track and pretty much quite close to the racing line actually.
Oof, that's not going to be what he wanted. Yeah, he's really going to be sad with that. You know, another DNF to his name. And FaZe Pantera, with that incident on Felix, he has responded saying that he just lost the back end and couldn't control it and couldn't do anything about it. So maybe if they see that he was putting in too much trouble than what he would have, what he should have been doing. Obviously that's what happened because he's lost the back end, but if he's unusual throttle inputs, that would definitely spark a conversation.
That's what the stewards are for, to look at and do all that fun stuff.
Yeah, and it seems like the safety car wants to let Crib go again. He pulled off to the side and almost let him through. Crib staying behind this time, but maybe an illegal overtake for the safety car. He's making sure he doesn't get the penalty.
Well, let's see, we're on lap 23 at the moment, so...
Yeah, we won't be getting on the way this lap. We've still got BWS, who I think tried to serve this drive-through penalty. You can't under safety car conditions, but he... Unless he lost his front wing.
Yeah.
As he did go for a spin.
I don't even think then it would still count.
Yeah, so he's not going to be happy with that. And Havina has dropped to the back. Did he come into the pits or did he... I'm trying to see here. He has made a stop, so he came into the pits. He's trying to get fresh tyres, but unless that was for a front wing, which I don't know why he would. He wasn't really trailing anyone.
I mean, there's really no point in getting fresh tyres at the moment. When pretty much the last 3-4 laps of the race.
We're only going to get 2 laps of racing max because... Yeah, so I don't see why he would unless it's the front wing, but even then I don't see why we would change a front wing in wet conditions when everyone's understeering anyway. Could have salvaged some points.
I probably would have been thinking about maybe... Thought Crib would have been going into the back of the safety car to see.
Yeah, so I don't know what's happened, but everyone is very bunched up. It's very slow under the safety car. Might see a 5-second penalty anywhere. All these guys just revving, trying to keep these engines hot. Kev and Pantera both doing that. So yeah, we're gonna get 2 laps of racing.
Yeah, I think it would be about 2 laps of racing. The game, I don't think allows you to finish a race under safety car.
Yeah, it won't come out if it's too close to the end because it doesn't want you finishing on it. That's why you can have a 10-car pile up and still no safety car at Monaco. If it's in the last 2 laps. Yeah, so we've got Standing Crib. He's going to be taking the lead for the last 2 laps. This is Dominic's pretty much the last chance off this restart if he wants to take this lead on track at least. He's going to have that 3-second penalty to his name. Could still get a podium as P4 Adam Kev has a penalty himself, so he's going to be looking at Greek Bomber. See if he can get 3-second gap on the Williams.
And safety car is coming in safe as well, so going to be seeing him back into racing action soon. I'll definitely be watching Dommy Lee, especially on the getaway.
Yeah, I want to see how close he can be. How much can he follow? When will Crib go? He seems to be going straight out of the Vale chicane. Oh, this guy's not able to put down full throttle. And has got an amazing restart. Pantera almost looking for a move on his teammate. He's going to be close enough. He's going to go for a dive. He doesn't. So
I think if Pantera went for a dive there, he would have just corrected his teammate.
Yeah, and he almost went up the inside of Dommy Lee there. He did clip his teammate. That's going to help Dommy Lee with his gap problem that he needs. So yeah, Pantera losing quite a bit of time trying to go up the inside of Dommy Lee. And has, yeah, got that. Now about a 2nd gap to Dommy Lee. So he's not going to be happy with that. Greek Bomber currently on the podium. So we could see maybe if Pantera loses it and Greek Bomber stays within, stays outside of 3 seconds from Dommy Lee, we could see our full reserve podium. It's still on the cards. I don't think it will happen as long as Pantera stays on track. He's got this podium.
Yeah.
But you never know. We've seen 2 retirements already from big guns as Kabudi and Felix, the only other 2 guys to win a race this season. And it seems like Crib is going to be adding his name to that list. Dommy Lee right up the back of him through Club Corner. And almost into the back of him through Abbey. Through Farm and now into Village. He's really round the back of that Alfa Romeo. We've got half a lap of racing remaining in this tier 1 after just over an hour. About 50 minutes we've been racing for. These guys are going to come to an end. Who's going to win? Will Cribb make a mistake and cost himself the win? They have a little touch. The Haas and the Alfa Romeo. Dominic almost losing the back end through Woodcote. His tyres are burning. These guys not having made a pit stop yet. Oh, won't make a pit stop. Done all 26 laps on those tyres, and now through Maggots and Beckett's for the last time, going to Chapel. Now down the Hanger Straight. Domini's not going to be close enough. He doesn't seem to have the overspeed to catch up. Is he going to have enough of a gap to Greek Bomber? It's going to be very close. I think he's just about got it as of right now. It's going to be very close to see if he gets this podium. Greek Bomber will finish. Maybe, I think he will get fourth. He is within 3 seconds there of Adam Kev. It's going to be Cribb rounding the final corner to take the win in his first race. Pantera takes P2. Domile takes P3. Greek Bomber takes P4. And Kev drops to P5. Cool Guy takes P6. Havina P7 after an amazing 2 laps to get himself from P13 to P7. I'll get the rest of the results as soon as possible. Actually, can you take them through? I'm going to see if I can get these guys for an interview. So we have got interview from Standing Crib. So I'm just trying to get all these guys in. We've got Domily and Standing Club for an interview. We aren't going to get Pantera. He says that he can't today. So that's not what you want to hear. He's usually in there, but it's all fine. Well, we have got the other guys to join. I've actually just looked at Standing Crib's stats. It's over 3 games. He's got 71 wins and 82 poles from 224 race starts. So he's very fast. And if he makes a full-time seat here, it's going to be very interesting to see what he can do in the second half of the season. But here is the man who won our race. It's Standing Crib. How are you doing?
How are you guys doing?
Yeah, we're doing good.
We're not doing too bad.
So you absolutely dominated that race from start to finish. You know, no one seemed to get close to you, apart from under safety car.
Well, I see that a little bit different. I didn't have the pace all race, I thought. Like Domi and Fabian were just quicker than me on in the race, but the good start and then the wet conditions just worked in my favor, I think.
Yeah, certainly did. No one seem to be able to get close to you where it mattered. Obviously, having that big gap down the hangar straight. Most laps where usually overtaking would be prominent. But you know, your first win in your first appearance, at least in Div 1, that is. Could we see maybe you a regular appearance?
Yeah, maybe not every week at least, but maybe more regular, yes.
Yeah, it'd be great to see you and how much you can affect maybe the championship if you do get a full-time seat. And if not,
Yeah,
just how
we'll
much you
see.
can throw the fixtures in the air with the position. So as we just wait for Domi Lee to get in, thank you for joining us for an interview. Great
Yeah,
to see
no problem.
the insight. Is there any other comments you'd like to add?
No, not really.
Alright, well, best of luck to you for the rest of the season as I continue to try to get Domi
Yeah.
Lee in. He says that he won't be joining, sorry. So that is it for your Tier 1 stream. Thank you to everyone who has joined us again. Join us back next week for Hungary. Should be interesting race there, especially if it's dry. A lot of trains will begin to emerge probably. No, that is the week after. Yeah. So we're going to have one more race in this first half of the season. Next week it's going to be Hungary. Join us again then. And yeah, I'll see you guys all next time. Thank you.